Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my labor and delivery story experience, kinda. So yeah, basically I was pregnant when I started this YouTube channel. It's not part of my labor and delivery story, but it's the background story. I think I was like 5 or 6 months pregnant, and I think I'm really out of breath because I've been running up and down the stairs doing all this other stuff. And yeah, so I had my daughter on October 11th, 2019. She was 6 pounds, 14 ounces, and 19 inches long. So let's get into the nitty gritty. All right, so basically, I was starting to feel like light contractions on Sunday. She was born on a Friday. So from the Sunday the week before, kind of, to the Friday this week. Not this week, but 2 weeks ago. Can't believe she's already 2 weeks old. But anyway, so I was like starting to feel contractions on Sunday, and I was like, okay, well, they're just light contractions. It's not like even a contraction, it's just like cramps. They went away for a little bit, like very little. Like maybe even, no, they didn't even go away now that I think about it. Because I was hurting the whole week of her being born, basically. And then Wednesday, I was having contractions. Wednesday night, we went to a family friend's house, and like we had dinner, and I could not, like, it was bearable, but it was definitely more painful than what I was feeling already. Like, what before on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it was like normal cramps, like period cramps. It wasn't even that bad. Wednesday, I even called my doctor, and they're like, no, I don't think you need to come in, like it's normal. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever you say. And I literally, like, I was like, okay, it's painful, but it's not as painful, like, as I think a contraction would be. And yeah, so Wednesday night I called my doctor again. They were like, I don't think you need to come in, this is normal, like your body's just getting prepared for labor, basically. Like you're probably not going to last till your due date. My due date was October 24th. It's October 26th, and I had her on the 11th, so she came 2 weeks early. But so yeah, Wednesday night when I got home, we got home at like 1 o'clock, and I was so tired, and it was hard for me to fall asleep because my contractions were getting stronger, basically. But I slept through it anyway. Thursday, I stayed home, and they were definitely worse, like much worse than Wednesday. I laid in bed all day because it hurt for me to just walk. And I still try to like stay active, kind of, but I was laying in bed, basically. So I texted my friend Jasmine. Came over at like 3-ish. So from 7:45 to 2, I was having contractions. I started timing them, and they were like 10 minutes apart, but it was like they weren't increasing. Like the time wasn't coming closer. It was just 10 minutes apart all day. 7 o'clock at nighttime, we ate dinner. And like now I couldn't even like walk through it when I had a contraction. And they were like still 10 minutes apart, about 45 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds. It was like really inconsistent, but they were hurting more. I was like, they're more painful, but they're not as far. So I called my doctor, and she was just like, keep tracking them. If they get closer and longer, then call me back in an hour. Like, call me back in an hour and tell me what happens. I was like, all right. So we called her in an hour. So it was like 7, maybe 8 o'clock. We called her back at 9. And she didn't answer. Nobody could get through to her because she was in a delivery. So she was the only doctor on call and no one else. So we didn't get to someone until like 10. We didn't get to talk to someone until like 11. I called her and she was like, you know, you can come in, get checked. I would hate for you to come all the way over here to get checked because the hospital that I was delivering at was 45 minutes away from where I live. They put me in this really small room first because, and only 2 people come. So it was my mom and Jasmine who came with me. And we were in there, I think we were in there from like 12 to maybe like, I want to say like 4 o'clock. I feel like we were in there for like 4 hours. They hooked up the machine to my stomach to hear the baby's heart. They finally came in to check to see if I was dilated. I was 4 centimeters dilated already. And they still had to wait because there was a backflow. Like so many people were having babies. And the doctor was like, she came back in and she was like, I think it's safe to say that we're going to keep you. It doesn't make sense for you to come back. So yeah, we waited in the room because we had to wait for the real room to be ready. And I want to say like 4 o'clock, they wheeled us in to the real room. It was huge. I was like, oh, the other people didn't come in yet. The rest of my family didn't come in yet because they were getting ready to give me the epidural. Because they were like, they were like, we heard you want an epidural. I was like, yes, like, please give it to me. I was like, even though, like, by the time they wheeled me into the bigger room, I couldn't take the contractions anymore. Like, it hurt so bad. Like, I was like, my mom, she was here next to me, obviously. And I was like, Mom, I can't do it. I was like, it hurts so bad. Like, I was like, it was unbearable. Like, this time, it was actually unbearable. Like, I could not deal with it. I was like, this is like the worst pain. Like, I felt it throughout my whole body. Like, it was just crazy. So I waited like a couple more minutes. I don't even know. It was maybe like 30 minutes, us being into the room. They gave me the epidural. That was the worst part of the labor. It hurt so bad. Finally, it went through. They had everybody else come in the room. And I was just laying there. Obviously, I have the epidural. I can't go anywhere. So it was like 6 o'clock. I feel like 4 o'clock because Jasmine left at 6. So nothing was progressing, basically. I'm trying to remember the times, I was still like kind of like in and out of sleep, basically. I was knocked. I was so tired. But I was trying to stay up because I don't like sleeping in front of other people, especially in a room like you're on display. I know they checked me and I want to say 8 o'clock maybe they checked me because it was a couple hours after Jasmine left at 6. And they checked me and I was 7. Was I 7? Yeah. I was 7 centimeters dilated. It felt like forever. She was born at 3:29. And like they had to break my water. So I didn't get to experience that. My mom with me and my brother, she didn't experience that. So I guess it just runs in the family that waters don't break. So I mean, I didn't feel anything. Obviously, because I'm numb from the waist down. But they checked me again. I was 7 centimeters dilated. I was like, all right, awesome. Like we're almost there. And I'm laying down. My epidural is running low. So another anesthesiologist had to come in to refill it because I was like, oh no, this better not go. Because I'm not having this baby with no epidural. My blood pressure was low because I was laying on this side. So my blood pressure was low. So that's why the anesthesiologist came in, because he had to refill my epidural. And they lowered my epidural because my blood pressure was dropping. And they gave me something to raise it. So that happened. 10 o'clock came. My blood pressure came back up. It was fine. I was fine. And I felt like, they say you feel like you have to poop when you're about to, push the baby out. And I was like, well, I feel like a lot of pressure down there. And my mom was like, she told me before that you feel pressure when the baby's about to come. So I was like, okay. They checked me again. This was after they broke my water. And they checked me again and they were like, well, you're dilated, but I think they said your cervix lip or something isn't completely open. Like, it's almost open, but it's not completely there. And they want to make sure it's completely open. That way it's easier for me and the baby. So they stuck this peanut, like it was like a giant ball-shaped peanut, or peanut-shaped ball, and they put it in between my legs, and I laid on the side with it for like an hour, went on the side with it between my legs for an hour, and they checked me again, and they were taking forever to come back in the room. She's like, okay, I'll come back in like a half an hour. It was an hour because all these people were having babies. But they came back the second we also did practice pushes. I forgot that. That's when they checked me and said that my cervix lips weren't open, whatever. We did practice pushes. I was exhausted from those. I slept again for a little bit. And after I wasn't done with the peanut ball thing, they would have to induce me. But I didn't get induced. Thank goodness. She was like, all right. I remember she was like, all right, are you ready to have a baby? And I was like, yes. Like, at first, like, the practice push, I was like, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared to push. Like, what if I don't do it right? And I just exhaust myself, and then I don't know. But then after the like 2 hours went by, I was like, I'm ready. Like, I'm so ready to push her out. And that was just like the most easiest thing of this labor. Like, pushing was easy. I don't know how people do it without an epidural, but with an epidural, it's easy. I pushed for 26 minutes total, so that's like waiting for the contractions to come, pushing, waiting for the contractions to come again. And the last push, she was almost there, right? And then like they're like, okay, we were waiting for the next contraction. They're like, you're doing great. Like, she's literally almost out here. And she literally, I didn't even have to push. I like took a deep breath and I was about to push and she came out. And my friends and Jonathan's, her dad, his mom and my mom, they were like, it literally came out like a river. Like, it was just like she flew out. And I was just like, I couldn't even remember like what if, like, it was just such a crazy feeling. Like, and then they put her on me, she was all warm, and I was just like, oh my god, she's so cute. She had like a full head of hair. And of course I started crying, my mom was crying, my two friends were crying. His mom didn't cry. She was emotional, but she didn't cry. She flew out. She had like all this fluid in her lungs, and it was making it hard for her to breathe. So they had her on like a little machine, and like, I didn't know this. I was just like, here they were cleaning, I was watching them clean me up because all this blood was coming out, and I was like basically anemic through the pregnancy, they said. Like, I realized, like, I thought that was just like a regular protocol, like they were just patting her on the back to do whatever, like whatever. She was on me, she was purple, but I was like, oh, maybe maybe she's just dark. I didn't know. And they were stitching, they were cleaning me up. I was losing all this blood, obviously. The placenta came out, and it felt like one of those squishy balls that you squeeze and it comes out the netting. It felt like it just slid right out of me. It was like slid right out of me. I didn't have to push it at all. But they put her on me. She was purple. She was so warm and cute. Ugh, she was so cute. And then they, like I said, they brought her over to that her machine thing, and the pediatrician, or I guess it is the pediatrician, was like whacking her to like get the fluids out of her body so oxygen could get to her. And I was like, I didn't even know that this was going on. Like, I was here sitting on the table getting my stitches. Like, of course I was looking at her, but like I wasn't really registering what was going on. But yeah, I had a really pretty easy delivery. She was born 3:29 p.m. We went in at 12 o'clock Friday morning. She was born Friday afternoon. Oh, she's so cute. Just thinking about her, I love her so much. But it was really easy. The only part that I dread to do again is the epidural. That's something, I don't know. Like, it's worth it, but it hurts. And only a couple of days after my back hurts. Like, now, 2 weeks later, my back doesn't hurt anymore. I feel fine. Like, I feel fine. Like, like when I am walking around, I do feel out of breath, but I feel like that's normal for me to feel out of breath. But yeah, it was a great time. Like all the people I wanted there were there. And it was just a really great time. Like, it was so easy. My mom, she helped me through it all. Like, she was like, I couldn't have done this without her. Even in the hospital, like, we stayed overnight and she was there with me. She stayed overnight and she was so much help. Like, I don't think I've ever asked my mom for this much help until that day. So shout out to you, Mom. Love you. I know my story was all over the place, but it was hard for me to really remember because I feel like I was sleeping through most of it. Or like in a daze through most of it. And I'm kind of like in a daze right now. And I'm so tired. I'm gonna take a shower and lay in my bed. Go to sleep with Peanut. But yeah, you get to see her next vlog. And I think that's basically it to my story. Would I get pregnant again? Yes, I would. I had a really easy pregnancy. Thanks for watching my labor and delivery vlog. Video.
It's been years since I had a change. Always a watch out. Lighter to the gasoline. Oh.